And tonight we are looking at the contending with the enemy of our prophecies. I read from the book of Matthew chapter 21 and verse number 1. From the King James. And when they were drawn near unto Jerusalem, and were coming into Bethphage, the mountain of Olives, and then sent Jesus two of his disciples, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straight away ye will find an ox or a donkey, and tied with cord, and loose them, and bring them unto me. And if any man at all say unto you, say unto them, the Lord have a need of them. And straight away they went. The verse number 4, take a look at it. And all these things were done that it may be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. All these things were done that may be fulfilled, which were spoken by the prophet. The verse number 5, and tell the daughters of Sihon, and behold, the king cometh, and unto thee, meek and sitting upon the donkey or ashes. You see, before then, the birth of Christ, Isaiah had predicted this prophecy for time long, that Jesus will be coming to Jerusalem on this last crucifixion with a sitting on a donkey. And on natural world, people don't sit on donkey, people ride on horse. But for Jesus to be uncommon among the surface of the earth, he was predestinated to ride on a donkey. So Jesus have a fulfilled destiny that includes a donkey. But guess what? When the time of the donkey comes, the Bible says the donkey was tied in a village. The donkey have a prophecy. And not just only Isaiah prophesied the donkey. The Bible talk about Zechariah chapter 9 verse 9. It also talk about the donkey. You say, the daughters, rejoice, O daughters of Sihon. He said, rejoice greatly, O daughters of Zion. Shout, O daughters of Jerusalem. Behold, our king cometh, and he is just having the salvation. And lo, riding on what? On the ashes. So there was a prophecy that have gone ahead of that donkey. That on the crucifixion day, before Christ come into Jerusalem, on his glory, women and children will throw their clothes down, and Christ will ride on it and sitting on a donkey. So the donkey have a purpose. The donkey have a prophecy yet to be fulfilled. Stay with me. Everybody is a product of a prophecy. You are born to fulfill a prophecy. Several times I have people in contact with people who are not learned and exposed to the knowledge of God because they have a problem with a prophet or one thing or the other. They begin to criticize. I don't need any prophecy. I don't need any prophecy. Prophecy is a mother of invention. No greatness escape prophecy. To despise prophecy is to die in pharmacy. To despise prophecy is to die in pharmacy. Our God is a God of purpose, and everything he does it with a purpose. And God have created us in fulfilling prophecy. In Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5, it says, before I formed thee in the belly of thy mother womb, before thou camest out, I knew thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations of the world. So God have an assignment for us. You have an assignment before birth that God have ordained for you. And that is what they call prophecy. Now the prophecy is what we are born to fulfill. Before the birth of Christ, there was 18 prediction of prophecy concerning him in Isaiah alone. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6, it says, unto us a child is given, and unto us a son shall be given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. All this prophecy was prophesied before the Christ came. Even Moses, before Christ came, Moses prophesied. If you're a good student with the scriptures, you will discover Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 15. He prophesied. He said, among you the Lord will raise a prophet. Whose voice are you hearkening unto? It was prophesied about Christ. So prophecy is of paramount importance. The Lord your God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee and the midst of thy brethren. And unlike unto you, and unto him you shall hearken unto. So there was a prophecy concerning Christ. And the same as prophecy concerning every one of us. We are born to fulfill prophecy. We are the product of prophecy. We are a product of prophecy. Prophecy is God's original intent for our life. Prophecy is God's original intent for our life. Paul was admonishing Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 14. And he said unto Timothy, neglect not the gift of God. Neglect it, not the gift of God. which was given unto thee by prophecy, with the laying hands of the patriarch, laying hands of the presbyterian. So you must understand that the prophecy must not be despised. Listen to me. When you miss somebody who don't believe in prophecy, you have missed somebody who will be stranded until he die. You were born to fulfill a prophecy. And that is why when they Luke chapter 4, and if you read down the verse number 18 down, Jesus came into a city that he was brought up. And he went to the sanctuary. He went to the synagogues on Sabbath day. And the book was delivered to him. When he have read the book, he closed the book and said, this prophecy is fulfilled today. What is the writings? The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. You read the writings of Isaiah and say, this prophecy is fulfilled in your ears today. We are born to fulfill prophecies. And prophecies are real. And you must believe God to discover what God has said concerns you. And so that you can be able to find fulfillment in your life. Paul was saying to Archibald in the book of Colossians chapter 4 and verse 17. He said to Archibald, say, take heed to the ministry that you have received that you may fulfill it. Fulfillment of prophecy is of paramount importance. You are not born to just marry and give birth. There is an assignment God have ordained for you. There is a plan God have for you. You are not born in this village for nothing. You are not in the Benin for nothing. God have assignment for you. And until you discover that assignment, child of God, you will not be able to shook your generation. You will not be able to impart your word. You are not born to just walk about. The reason why God did not give birth to you in America or Holland and everything, because God knows the thought he think towards you. Jeremiah 29 and verse 11. I know the thought I think towards you, a thought of good and not of evil. And every plantings of God is for a purpose. God have a purpose in bringing you here. God have a purpose at this stage of your life to allow you to go through what you're going through. There is a prophecy you carry, and you must fulfill that prophecy. Satan does not attack anybody. Satan attacks men of prophecy. Listen to me. Satan does not go about attacking anybody. He attacks men of prophecy. When until you discover your purpose, Satan does not come after you. Listen, Satan does not come after you until you discover your purpose. In Job 33 and verse 17, Job 33 verse 17, it said that he may withdraw men from their purpose. So one of the major assignments of the devil is to withdraw you from your God's given purpose. Yes, among all the millions of donkeys that were in the village, why must he be that particular donkey? And why must he be tied? Because a prophecy over his life. There is a great prophecies over his life. Do you think that the enemy is attacking everybody the way he is attacking you? No. The enemy is not attacking anybody the way they are attacking you. So long as you remain poor, Satan will not bother. So long as you remain on discovering of purpose, Satan will not attack you. David was pursuing goat and cow in the bush. The Bible tells us that when the prophet came to look for who to anoint, in 1 Samuel chapter 16, he asked Jesse, where is all your children? He said, remaining the younger is in the bush. But when the oil came upon his life, in the verse number 14, he was anointed before his brethren. If you read the scriptures, the Bible says the enemy start going after David. 17 and verse 28, Satan was after David to kill David. But David, that Satan was looking for, he was in the wilderness. Satan never knew the relevancy of David until his purpose was made clear. Satan will never come after you until your purpose is made clear. And that is why we teaches you, those who have discovered purpose, those who have a plans, don't engage your life with those who don't have. Because they are not going through what you're going through. So many people may not fast. Why must we fast? And we continue fasting. Because, you see, we are not fasting to entice the world. We are fasting because we have a purpose. Satan is after you. And that's why others may not come to church. You must be in church because we are at war. You are fighting battles. You are at war. There is a siege of the enemy after your life. Do you know that the Joseph and his brothers were in tune? They were very good friends and moving around. So long as Joseph have never had a dream. But in Genesis chapter 37 and verse 1, Joseph said, I have a dream. That one of these days, everybody bow for me. The brothers sought to destroy him. Yes. They sold him to the Ishmaelite because of his dream. They put him into the pit because of his dream. They sold him to Ishmaelite. And the guy was in deal in fulfilling destiny. You see, people will not attack you, attack your church, attack your career until they discover there is a career, there is a prophecy, there is a greatness around your destiny. There is a greatness around you. If in case you are not seeing me, I see it. God did not send me to pastor you for nothing. There is a greatness around you. And that is why you are unstable. You don't know the business you should do. You don't know the job you should do. You don't know who to marry. Because Satan has set a confusion so that he can use the instrument of confusion and lack of misconcept and purposeness to destroy you. Before you realize you are 45, 42, you are aimless. Energy will not be there. The passion will not be there. Your life is gone. Satan is after your life. And he knew in a place of prayer, you would discover your purpose. In a place of fasting, God's agenda will be made clear. At Apostle chapter 12 and verse 13. He says, when they will minister to the Lord in fasting, the Holy Ghost speak and says, separate me, Paul and Barnabas. Our agenda will be made clear in a place of fasting. And that is why Satan will not let you fast. You will not come to church until the fasting is over. You will not pray until everything is over. It is not, listen, what you're doing, it is not you're doing. It's a controlling demon. A spirit who will make sure he will snap you out of God's purpose. So you will run around the church within 70 days fasting. You will never have encounter. You will never have revelation. You will never have a conviction about what to do anything. Before you know the fasting is over, you come back to your feeding of your flesh. The enemy is after you. And if you don't rise to contend, and you hope for a vision, you continue receiving prophecy from this altar. The Lord said, the Lord said, the Lord said, the Lord said, the Lord said. Now listen to me. The battle of life is between the Lord said and the Lord have done it. The Lord said and the Lord have done it. The distance between the Lord said and the Lord have done it is the battle of life. The Lord said to Abraham in Genesis chapter what? Chapter 15. Abraham says, the Lord said, Abraham, and the verse number 1, the Lord appeared to Abraham. He said, I'm thy seed and I see the great reward. And Abraham says, see, I go childless, and the head of my house is Eliezer. Yes, and the Lord said, I'm thy seedly great reward. It's Abraham said to the Lord, see, I go childless, and the head of my house is still what for my house is Eliezer of Damascus. And the Lord said, no, Eliezer will not be thy house. Your wife Sarah shall give you a child. Abraham believed the prophecy. That was not prophecy, it's a prophecy. Abraham believed the prophecy. How many years will it take the prophecy? It took 25 years. Abraham was 75 years when God spoke to him. It took him 25 years. That was God, thou saith the Lord. This scripture was thou saith the Lord. Now, if you go to Genesis chapter 21 and verse 1, the Lord visited Sarah and did unto her as he has spoken. That is the when the Lord has done it. Sarah said in the verse number 6, the Lord has made me to laugh, and all that heareth it shall laugh with me. Prophecy to be fulfilled. Now, you see, in Genesis chapter 15 to Genesis chapter 21, it takes 25 years. Why? Because when men slept, the wicked man will come and sow ties among the wheat. So you think that you are doing a pastor. You think that you are smart. You think that you are intelligent. You think that you are smart. Your prayer is not for pastor. Your prayer is for yourself. Your prayer is for, you are fasting for yourself. Be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that he reap. Whatsoever a man soweth, that will reap. So you must understand that you are at war. And you must awake to fight the enemy. Otherwise, you will never fulfill your prophecies. You will never fulfill your prophecies.